Hey guys, Tyson Zahner here, and in this video I want to talk about what to do when you're getting leads, but they're not buying from you. They're just not converting into sales at the rate that you would like. So this question often comes in from people after they've been in my course for a month or two, and they're starting to get leads and they're excited, but then the wind goes out of their sails because people aren't buying anything from them. They're like, I've got a great product. Why is nobody buying it? Well, there could be a number of reasons, but let me start by saying this. Most times, 8 times out of 10, this question comes too early. People ask me, Tyson, why are my leads not buying? And they haven't gotten enough leads. They're making an assumption too early, or they have unrealistic expectations about what their conversion rates should be. They're like, Tyson, I got 10 leads and nobody's bought anything. Well, guess what? In online marketing, that's normal. You have to get a large enough amount of leads to make sure that you know what your real conversion rates are. Personally, I don't like to make any determinations about what my conversion rate, are my leads converting at 3%, 5%, 10%, more, less? I don't like to make that determination until I've had at least 100 to 200 leads go through my sales process, and preferably 300 to 500 leads, depending on what it is. Now, if it's one-on-one sales, you could probably get by with just about 100 leads. If you're talking to them one-on-one, about 100 leads, you could find out how good you are at closing those leads and then refine your closing process from there. But if you're doing everything automated, you just have to recognize that the type of sales medium you're using to close people will change what your conversion rates are, right? So like for me on my webinars, I usually only get about a 3% conversion rate from the number of leads that actually sign up to attend the webinar to finally actually buy. That means 3 out of every 100 people. So if I made a determination after only 10 people, well, nobody's buying, it's because I haven't gotten enough people to see if I can hit that 3% mark yet or not. So you have to make sure you've got enough leads to make that determination. You've got to get enough volume, and you can't just say, well, I should be getting 30, so if I should be getting 3%, so if I get 30 leads, I should have 1 sale. I might get 30 leads and get no sales, but then the next 30 leads, I get 3 sales. And then the next 30, I get 1. And so it might average out over 100 to 200 leads. So first of all, to help you manage your expectations of what conversion rates should actually be, or at least what they are in my business, to give you an idea of what, at least what my conversion rates are, I'm posting a video that I recorded back on January the 3rd. It was a training, a live training that I did with my Inner Circle members, where one of my students, Ken, said, Tyson, my webinar registrants are not converting into sales. What do I need to do to improve this? Not only did I give him a ton of tips to improve his conversion process, you're going to have access to that in the video below this video, but I also showed my exact numbers, exactly from lead to sale, not just with 100 leads, but with thousands of leads, what my actual conversion rates are. Now, having said that, I should clarify, my conversion rates will not be your conversion rates. Some of you should expect higher conversion rates. Some of you should expect lower conversion rates. Based on what, Tyson? Based on, number one, what market you're in, how the price point of your product, what sales process you're taking people through. Like I said, if you're doing one-on-one sales, I would want, at least a 10% conversion rate, 1 out of every 10 people I talk to buy from me. But if I'm doing if I'm doing a live webinar, I might expect 6% conversion, 6 to 8% conversion. If I'm doing a totally automated webinar, 3% is about what I get. If you're doing a sales video, it might be even less. I'm selling a $500 product. If you're selling a $20 product, you should expect higher conversion rates than my $500 product. So the market you're in, there are so many different factors that you have to determine whether or not your conversion rates should be higher or lower than mine. So keep in mind, what you see in the video below is not saying this is exactly what you should shoot for. It's just to give you an idea so that you can have a framework to go forth with for your own business, all right? You're really not going to know what your conversion rates should be until you start testing and moving forward. The other thing I show you in the video below this one is how to make the numbers work for your business, because a lot of people think my advertising should all be about making money on the front end, right? It should be all about how do I spend $1 on advertising and immediately make $2 back or $1.50 back. And I will tell you, sometimes I lose money on my advertising. Sometimes I break even or just barely make a profit, and I'm totally okay with that, as you'll see in the video below, because I am building a list of people that I can sell more stuff to in the future. So in month 2, I can be way more profitable than I was on the front end in month 1. I can sell my customers more things. I can put them in a continuity program. So for me, it's not about the one-time sale. It's about acquiring a customer and building a list of people that I can market to down the road. And if I can do that at close to break even, then I'm doing great. And so that's another area where a lot of people's expectations need to be managed. They're like, well, if I can't make a profit on all of my front-end advertising, then what is this? What good is this, right? I'm in business to make a profit. Yes, but are you in business for the long game, or do you have this scorched earth mentality where I need to make a sale from a customer and make a profit and never see that customer again, never provide any additional value to them, never offer them anything else to sell, never have anything for my list, just have a list of people that I never communicate with? Because that mentality is very, very difficult to build a long-term business with and to be profitable. And I show you my business model in a bit more depth and how to make those numbers work for you in the video below this one. So having said all of that, let me finish with just these last final thoughts. And you'll see this a bit more with the video below. If you have gotten enough leads, right? Let's say you're like, Tyson, I've gotten 200-300 leads and I still haven't made any sales. Okay, well now you're not necessarily making bad assumptions off of a small amount of data. You need to figure out, why are these leads not buying from you? And I will tell you, it almost always comes down to 3 things, okay? And the video below this one should help you to improve these 3 areas. But area number 1 is the offer. Almost always, if my leads are not buying, the first thing I look at is, how do I improve my offer? And this is where a lot of people get confused. They're like, Tyson, but I've got a great product. That's what I'm offering them. My product works. It does what it's supposed to do. It's a great product. My product is my offer. People should buy. That should be enough. Unfortunately, that's not enough. Just having a good product that works and does what it says it will do usually is not enough. Usually, a good offer is everything that goes together to make that prospect click, that click moment. What do I mean by the click? I mean, most people don't show up to your sales process or your webinar going, boy, I'm going to buy something today. There's something in them, a click, where they go, God, I really want that. I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's something that pushes them over the edge. The offer is everything that goes together that gets them to say, all right, what the heck, I'm going to do it. It's where you build up so much friction in their mind that they go, man, I would be an idiot not to buy this, not to say yes right now. So for example, let's say you had an ebook. What most people think a good offer is, hey, I've got this great ebook. Here's what it's about. Come buy it, right? That's not really a very good offer. But if you said, I've got this really great ebook, buy it today before such and such time, and I will give you a discount. I'll give you this discount, right? Well, now the offer is getting a bit better. You're building up a little bit more reason for them to buy. And then you might say, buy this ebook before midnight tonight. Not only will you get a $20 discount off of what everyone else pays or whatever, right? Not only will I give you an incredible discount, but I'm also going to give you this free bonus, this video, this 3 videos that supplement the book, that go with them to help you achieve X, Y, and Z. And you know what? So that's now improving the offer. It's building up that friction even more, right? So I'm just showing you how to build an offer out of a simple book. Whatever your product is, think, how can I add a deadline? How can I add urgency? How can I add bonuses? What else adds to your offer? How can you help to remove any risk, right? If you said, listen, not only if you buy this book by Midnighter, you're going to get the discount. And you're also going to get these free videos. But you know what? I'm going to give you a full 30-day money-back guarantee. If for any reason you don't like the ebook, you just email us. We will give you 100% of your money back, and we will let you keep the book and the bonuses. That's how much we believe you're going to love the book, how much confidence we have in our product, right? So now you're removing risk. So every little layer that you add helps to move that prospect closer to saying, all right, I'll go ahead and do it. So in most cases, I see the offer is the first place where people need to work on improving. All they do is say, hey, here's my product. It's a good product. Buy it. And unfortunately, that's not enough. So ask yourself, how can I make this such a no-brainer offer? Maybe it's a free trial. Maybe it is just a free bonuses that you give them. It's a huge discount on their first month of trying it out if it's a subscription service, or maybe it's a discount off of the normal price if it's a one-time buy. Maybe it's a bonus into some sort of coaching program with you. Maybe it's a bonus with some free videos, some extra products that might go with it. Whatever you can think of that can get them over the edge to say, all right, I'll go ahead and do it. So fix your offer. For most of you, that's the first place where you need to work on improving. Finally, the other two areas why people don't buy, if it's not the offer, it's desire or belief, meaning people just don't want it badly enough, okay? And in some cases, that could be you've been targeting the wrong audience of people. And if that's the case, you need to figure out a different audience. You need to find people who have a bigger burning desire, or at least more of a flame that you can start with to build that flaming burning desire more within them. How do you build that desire? Well, you show more examples of proof. You show more, you build up their ideas of imagine what their life is going to be like when they achieve these results. And I believe I give some examples in the video below this one with Ken. I show Ken some ideas of how to improve the beginning of his webinar with some imagine if statements. And how I even showed him how to make his webinar more results-based as opposed to, well, you'll see when you watch it. He's talking more about his process than he is about the results that people will get and getting them to envision how their life will be better. That's the biggest way to get people's desire high enough that they want to buy. It's to get them envisioning a new life for themselves. Get them envisioning how their life will be better or different. And if you haven't done that well enough, that's going to hurt your conversions. It's going to hurt your sales. And the video below this one should give you a lot of ideas. I show how to do it in a webinar, but you can use a lot of those exact same methods in, different sales mediums like one-on-one calls, chats, sales videos, that sort of thing, even sales letters. So keep that in mind. And by the way, if you are wanting to do one-on-one sales, if you are a member of the Inner Circle, which you should be if you're watching this video, if you're a member of my Inner Circle, when you renew for your second month in this Inner Circle, you will get a full-on training called my Sales Masterclass or something. It's the Sales Closing Bundle, and it's got tips on how to close people over the phone, how to overcome objections. It's got a whole masterclass on how to follow up for more sales. It's got tips on creating automated sales presentations. So it is like a full-blown course. I could probably charge $1,000 or more for it, and you get it complimentary, no additional cost, just when you renew for your second month. So if you've been a member already for 2 months, keep an eye on that, or you could go grab it. And if you haven't been a member for 2 months, when your next month renews, go check in inside your members. In fact, I'll just show you where to find it. If you're a member of the Inner Circle, and you click on your Inner Circle link right here, and then you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll be taken into something that looks like this, the Legacy Collection, and you'll see the Closing Bundle, the second one on the list, which should be released to you automatically, okay? So desire is a big one. If you haven't built up your prospect's desire, you're going to have a hard time closing them. And finally, belief, okay? Belief is the biggest killer of sales. It could be that your prospect doesn't believe you, right? I don't know, this guy seems like a charlatan, seems like a liar. In most cases, if you've done a good job of educating them, of showing them real-world results from other people who've used your product or service or opportunity, in most cases, it's not that they don't believe you. They might not believe the product works. That could be another thing. I believe this guy, but I just don't know if I really believe the product works. It's usually not that either. It's usually they don't believe themselves. They don't believe they'll do the work. They don't believe it'll work for them. Yeah, but it won't work for my specific situation, right? I have some special circumstance where I live in this part of the world where people are just different and they respond to different psychology, which people respond to the same psychology everywhere. We are human beings. It's called human psychology for a reason, not United States psychology. Anyway, I get off on a tangent. My point is, people come up with all kinds of reasons. Well, that weight loss product won't work for me because I've got a special hormone imbalance that, it will work for that guy. So you have to think, have I done everything in my sales presentation to address their objections, their concerns, the hurdles in their mind, the reasons why they're saying, yeah, but it won't work for me because. If you ever attend one of my webinars, you'll see that I don't teach just for the purpose of giving information. I teach for the purpose of overcoming their objections. I think, what would be the biggest reason why they would say, yeah, but it won't work for me because? And then what I do is I teach in a way that helps them overcome that. Like for my audience, I know one of their hurdles is, yeah, but I'm not really good at technology. The setting up computer stuff is going to be too much for my brain. So I show them examples of how they're going to be able to do this with just a free Facebook account without having to set up capture pages. And I show examples of, here's the minimal amount of technology you have to know. Well, that helps to prove to them, oh, I could do this. It starts to help them believe this will work for me. So start asking yourself, and I don't just do that with that one objection. I have a list of every objection that my prospect might bring up. There are reasons why they're not going to buy because I don't believe it'll work for me because, and I try to address every one of them, especially when I'm doing an automated sales. Now, it's easier. When you're talking to people one-on-one, you can address those objections. When you're talking to people one-on-one, you can ask them why they're not ready to buy, and then you can just overcome them. But when you're doing an automated sales presentation or a webinar where you can't necessarily ask people the reason they're not ready to buy yet, you have to think ahead and understand your prospect well enough to know, why are they saying no? What are the hurdles to their belief that I can address before they ask them, okay? And when you get this closing bundle in month 2, I do have a lot of ideas on how to overcome objections in my objection obliteration course, how to close people over the phone in the Closing Mastery, and then how to do more closing online in the Sales Conversion Masterclass and in the Magnetic Sales Formula. So if you have that, if you've been here for a whole month, at least you've renewed for a second month already, go check and see if you've got that. If you don't have it, check for that when it renews. In the meantime, scroll down below this video. I'm just going to give you the excerpts from this January, where is it? From our January the 3rd call. I'm not going to give you the whole call because it was like 3.5 hours. I'm just going to give you the portion where I talked to Ken about how to increase the conversion rate of his webinar. 10 tips to close more sales to increase your conversion rates. 6 ways to make your advertising more profitable so that, if the numbers aren't, if you're like, Tyson, I'm not profitable on my front end ads, what do I do? This will really, really help you out. So it's probably, let's see, from the 1 hour and 14 minute mark, I'm going to start there. So you're going to have a good hour of content below this one to really help you increase your conversion rates. And keep in mind, even though I'm talking to Ken about increasing conversion rates on a webinar, take what I tell him and transfer it over to whatever sales mechanism you're using. If it's one-on-one sales, if it's a video, if it's a sales letter, whatever. Keep all that in mind. Hopefully this will help you to increase your conversion rates, and we will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.